welcome to this In Conversation With, and I'm delighted to welcome Lottie Moore today, who I've got to know over the last year or so. And I've worked a little bit with Lottie on a variety of different things. And Lottie, you're involved with so many different things and so exciting things as well. And you always come across with that excitement and passion. So for those that don't know you, what do you do?
Well, I'm just launching a whole new arm of my business, which is set up really specifically to support coaches on their journey, both to kind of point them in the right direction of training, to nurture them, and to get them to a place where they're successful and feeling great. And the original arm of my business, I guess how I've got into this, is that I offer advanced training for coaches. So I specifically train firewalk instructors. I'm a master firewalk instructor, and love the concept of breakthroughs for people and using kind of metaphors to help them get there.
Wow. So when we first set this up, we were very much talking about mindset and about how each of us as individuals needs to be in the right mindset to do whatever that needs to be. So obviously with your firewalkers, but you offer firewalking for total newbies, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So mindset, I imagine, is a really key part of that.
Mindset is key in everything, Tracy Jane, really, all of us that are running our own businesses and everything, mindset is a key feature to everything. And it's really interesting. So a lot of my fire walks, I'll do things like fire dances and stuff like that, rather than the traditional, just the walk down the pathway kind of idea. And, I'll have children dance on fire 20, 30 times in one evening. And yet at some point we get to somewhere where we go, I can't do that. And whether it's taking that first step onto red hot coals, or taking that first step in your business, or putting yourself out there, anything like that, it's all in here. It's all in here. Yeah.
Okay, so mindset is the key to everything. And I know, as a business owner I've been in business for 14 years, and I've had a pretty up and down journey, and some of that has been business stuff and some of that has been life stuff, and they all interlink. Definitely. So what are your tips for how people can sort of, get into that or get over that thing that's sort of, keeping them stuck? And sometimes it's life and sometimes it's business, but because as a small business owner, it's all interlinked. If you don't get one right, then the other one goes as well.
Definitely. I think there are a few different things you can do. Number one, things that I do is, when I hit a block or something's not happening, I ask myself, have I got a reason or have I got an excuse? Because we all say, I haven't got time, I haven't got money, I haven't got this, I haven't got that. But actually, how true is that? Or is that just an excuse because we have lost confidence, or we're scared it won't work, or so on and so forth? So I always say, have I got a reason or have I got an excuse? And really kind of look at what's going on there. My second thing would be to adopt an entrepreneurial spirit as much as possible. And by that, I mean, if something doesn't work, hey ho, dust yourself off. Next thing, don't linger on the things that don't work. If you look at Richard Branson, right, I mean, he would probably be viewed as one of the UK's most successful entrepreneurs. I dread to think how much he's worth and so on. And he's got some really, really successful arms of his business. But what happened to Virgin Cola? What happened to Virgin Radio? Because if he does something and it doesn't work, he just drops it and moves on, and hopefully learns from that as well. But I would say in business, no, definitely just don't sweat the small stuff. If something doesn't work, okay, you tried it. What are you going to try next?
Yeah.
And just keep moving, keep rolling with that. And number 3 is like, just to go for it. Just go. I just all the time, just step up and go for it. You know, and one of the firewalking phrases, if you like, one of our key mantras is expect the best, prepare for the worst.
Okay. So in terms of...
So go.
No, carry on.
Yeah.
I'm just typing this up.
So when you're starting something new, you're just going to have a game plan in place for what if this doesn't work, or if something goes belly up or something like that. But once you've got that game plan, move on, expect it to work. I think so many of us expect things to go wrong. What if this, what if that? Myself and my daughter were watching the other day an episode of The Island, which is on in the UK at the moment, the Bear Grylls programme. And we were creasing ourselves laughing. There was one guy that went missing in the jungle.
Okay.
And within 30 seconds, the rest of the group had gone, what if he's fallen over? What if he's hit his head? What if... And literally by the end of 30 seconds a minute, they were on the radio to the rescue team. Such and such has gone missing. We think he's probably... And they had him dead.
Yeah.
They had him dead. And it was all in their heads. They just made the whole thing up. He could have found a bottle of gin and been sitting in the bottle of gin or whatever. Could have found a tea bag or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
But no, to them, this is what had happened. And that's all about expecting the worst. And so the fact that they had their radios on them, that means that they were prepared for the worst. But actually, wouldn't they have been better if they'd expected the best and just kept calm and dealt with it themselves?
Yeah. So in terms of business, a lot of business owners I speak to will say, you know, oh, I'll try and do that. And you know, I wrote a post. It was like, you know, early in the year with the Yoda quote, you know, do or not do. There is no try. And you know, you don't try and do something. You either do it or you don't do it.
Yeah.
And it's that, okay, I'm ready. I'm prepared. I've prepared everything I need to take that next step in my business. And now I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to expect this to work.
Yeah.
But I'm prepared if it doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the language we use is really key, actually. It's a great thing to raise there. You know, that Yoda quote, do not, you know, there is no try. So, you know, replace try with I am going to. You know, replace if with when. These just key little things that you can do to get your head in the zone of this is happening. Having said that, it is a twofold process as well. I would say, you know, I'm not a big fan of the law of attraction in a way that lots of people will say, well, you just throw it out to the universe and if it's right, it will happen and so on. You do have to be prepared to go and knock on those doors. Yeah, you do have to be prepared to step out and do it, you know. So it's great to have those things like affirmations and vision boards and stuff in place to help you focus on what you want, but you've got to get off your own arse and go and get it, I would say. So you doing these interviews would be a perfect example of that. You know, you could say, I want to grow my audience. I want to speak with some people doing different things in business and so on and so forth. But if you just sit there and wait for that to happen, it's not going to happen. Whereas you've been perfectly proactive, you've reached out to people in your network and said, could you do this? This would serve my community really well. And what you've created is something that does just that. It perfectly serves your community and gives them great value. But it's also letting people know that you can do that and you're the right person to do that for them. And so it is about, you know, watching our language, making sure that we're always affirming our own ability, but also kind of knocking on those doors and making things happen.
Yeah, and I think so many business owners get, I mean, you mentioned it before about losing confidence. And I think, I mean, I've had that myself where I totally lost confidence in myself, my own abilities, and it's taken a long time to get that back. And it's been a slow journey. And yes, looking back, I could have done things differently, but and I suppose that's why I've created the Business Cheerleading Club, because if you've got some safe place to go and you're having a bad day, it is only a bad day. And you've got lots of good days behind you, and you've got fantastic good days in front of you. And we're all going to have bad days. And whilst if you're in the right group and community, then other people will affirm your ability as well to you.
Yeah.
So that you can then get that confidence to go, yeah, okay, if other people are seeing this in me, then I need to really, really see it in me and move forward.
Yeah. And again, be proactive about that and about your mood and so on. So I'm a member of Bigger, Brighter, Bolder Success Groups, and we were there last night and we were talking about just this actually, and how, in this country when you get up and it's a grey day and you just and then an email comes through and somebody has cancelled something, and then you're like on that, well, I can't do this. This is not for me.
Yeah.
Kind of idea. So know what lifts your mood. Maybe some great music for me. I'll put my headphones in, I'll put my phone in my back pocket and walk around the kitchen, tied in the kitchen, listening to some great tunes that would just lift my mood, and that kind of idea, which I think works really well. Another thing I say to my clients is celebrate what you want to replicate. So really, So as well as having a tribe around you that will support you when things aren't going well, and maybe give you a bit of a boost and stuff, get people around that can really lift your mood by whooping it up when you have a win. And I'm a big fan of that. If things go right, then take responsibility for that. That's one thing I say at Firewalks, because everybody's taking responsibility for putting their own feet on the coals. And sometimes it can be hard, but also good, we think ourselves good people if we take responsibility for things that don't go quite as planned. Oh, that didn't go right. I need to learn from that. Hopefully you say, but do that. But how often do we actually take responsibility when things go swimmingly wonderful, and we push
it to the side, don't we?
Yeah, and then focus on the one little thing that went wrong. Well, that was a fantastic day, but I forgot to take the stapler. Kind of idea. Yeah. No. Have your moment. Gosh, I don't know if you can hear, they're drilling next door. Hopefully you can't hear it.
Okay.
Headphones, but it's not me, it's next door's drill.
Love it, thank you. Thanks for sharing that, Lottie. We didn't think of you at all. You're absolutely right, and I think that's what gets into business owners' heads is those little things, and it's just like they beat themselves up because we haven't done something right. So, well, okay, but we've done lots that we've done right, and we've got lots of happy customers. And just because one customer isn't happy, well, okay, we've got lots of customers that are, and we've done lots of things that are right. And it's trying to remember that. And I know I know a lot of people are practicing gratitude now as a real form of helping them to remind themselves about what they are grateful for. And I mean I don't do it specifically for my business, but every day I am writing morning and night things I'm grateful, 3 things I'm grateful for. And and some people do 10 things a day, And, but you could, at the end of your working day, go, what's gone well today?
Yeah. And have your little jar. I used to do it actually. We haven't had them the last few years. The Quality Street jars, the plastic
Yes.
jars at Christmas.
Yeah.
But the tall jar. So I used to like cut a hole in the lid and have that to post things in. I used to try and post something in every day that'd gone well.
Yeah.
And then when you have a day that it's all going belly up, big time, you can have a little rummage in your jar and go, oh yeah, that went well. And again, that just helps to reaffirm, all the positive things rather than focusing on the bit that's gone a bit shit. It's like, well, actually, let's have a focus on all the tremendous things that have happened this week or this month. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you, there's loads of good tips there, Lottie, and a lot of it is about how we manage ourselves as business owners and how we make our choices. So we can choose to be in a good mood or a bad mood.
Yeah.
We can choose to celebrate that success or remember the thing that we did wrong. And those are choices. But how can we help business owners that are I suppose new into business, or they're pushing and growing their business, and so that they're really making an effort in their business, but they've got all this other family stuff going on as well. How can they help themselves to maintain that good mindset, maintain that good mood?
I think it's about doing it about it. It doesn't happen by accident. Well, maybe for some people it does. Boy, I wish that would rub off on me. But wouldn't that be fantastic? Imagine if we got out of bed every day and went, woo-hoo!
That would be fab.
It's not like that. So I think, to help them to get a routine in place that works for them. So whether that's, like your gratitude, working with affirmations, helping them celebrate their wins. I think for us that are down our business journey as well, it's sharing the stories of how it's all gone quite rubbish for us at times, as well, that it happens to everybody. It's not, it's not one of those things that is just happening to them. I think, something I'm doing more of, and I have to be very careful that I keep a correct balance, but calling out the bullshit. There are a lot of people out there that are really preying on people that don't know what they're doing in business. They are trying to charge them exorbitant amounts with unfounded promises of it being easy. Sign up for my program and you'll be at 6 figures in 6 weeks. That's not going to work. And things like that. And exactly. It's not. And then, of course, these people go away and they think it's their fault that they failed and so on. So I'm getting more vocal about that, TJ. If I'm honest, that it's like, it's not, you don't have to invest thousands of pounds. And if you do, unfortunately, if something looks too good to be true, it probably is. I know somebody that signed up for a program. I won't mention who they signed up for the program with. And step 2 of the program was start a blog, and that's all they wrote about blogging. Start a blog, because if you start a blog, that's just gonna, and blogging is great for business. You and I both know, right? Blogging is great for business. But it takes bloody hours. It is. It's a big commitment.
It's time consuming, and it is commitment, and and some of that I think is mindset as well. It's like, oh well, I can't do it. I haven't got enough time, and it's all that I have not, rather than actually I'm just going to share today. And sometimes it's not great, and some of my most read posts have been the personal, I wouldn't say tragedies, but the personal, bits of the story that actually this is pretty rubbish at the moment. But it's then how you deal with that rubbish and then come out of it. And you're absolutely right. And again, I think that's another reason why, probably you and I are starting and have started these, these nurturing spaces for people to come into and be supported in the right way for them, so that they can grow in a safe space, and they know that people are rooting for them, cheering them on, and you can do it. You have got it within you. You've just got to believe in yourself and take that next step.
Definitely. You've just got to keep going, and learning on your journey. So I would say for learning, and with regard to these programs and stuff like that, one of the key things for people to do is work out where the holes in their business are, what they're not good at. Yeah. So what you'll see with a lot of people is they'll go, oh, I need to invest more in my social media. I need to invest more in my social media. I need to learn more about social media. I need to learn, and what they're doing is actually investing in something that maybe doesn't work for their business.
Yes.
Whatever. But they'll keep going. But actually their social media is fine, but they're just rubbish at sales. So they don't close the sales. They don't do the follow-up. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
And so on. So one of the first things somebody in business needs to do is work out, what am I good at? What am I not good at in this process? Yeah. And then work out where they're going to put their money, not into some, woo-woo scheme that has absolutely no credibility to it whatsoever. It's going to teach you everything about business. Yeah. So work out what you're good at, what you're not good at, and then look for how you can fill those holes. It's one of the first things to do.
Yeah, and again, I see and work with people that they are beating themselves up about the things they're not good at, and they've gone into business because they are really good and passionate about this thing, and actually they don't know about that thing. But why should you know about that thing? Because that's your specialism over here.
Yeah.
So it's about getting your head around, well, actually, your business is this, and you just need support for that bit.
Yeah. And I think it's really tough, isn't it? Because for most people starting out with their own business, definitely walking in my own shoes and everything, for a long time I had to do absolutely everything myself, and it was really tough because, I'm like, well, I'm a really good coach. I can coach people fantastically, and it's like, well, yeah, but I've got to do my marketing and my sales and my accounts and clean my house and all this malarkey. So it's tough. And you do have to be able to do it all yourself, I think, for most people, but it does get easier. The thing is with all this stuff is you can learn. And if you've learned the skills associated with your trade, then you have the ability to learn the rest of the stuff. And slowly but surely, hopefully, you can outsource things as you go along. One of the things I would recommend is outsourcing as much as possible. But you've got to get to the point where it's possible. And that's okay as well. It's okay to be doing it all yourself. It's okay to say, I haven't got much money this month, and so on. I think that's it. I think more people need to be saying that in business. Not, oh yes, I'm on 6 figures, 8 figures, or whatever. I don't know. We dream, but but not enough people turn around and go, oh crap, I've only made 50 quid this month. I'm not sure what we're going to eat. And I bet your life it's happened to a lot of small businesses out there.
I bet your life it's happened to pretty much most of the small businesses out there, but people don't talk about it. And and people see, you mentioned some of these programs that are, come into this and I'll make sure that you do this, this and this. Well, if your mindset's not right, you're not going to do any of it, because you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe in those skills that you've got to grow your business, and you haven't got the confidence to go and ask people to help you with, the other bits of your business that you need support for.
Yeah.
So I just asked if there was any questions, and Kevin said the people on seven figures won't tell you they are earning that much. It's the tricksters that say they are. Yeah.
It's really true. There does seem to be a real trend at the moment in the social media adverts of people saying that they are a coach, and saying, they tell these sub stories. I went to the cash point and my card was declined and there wasn't even enough money to feed my children. And then 3 months later, I made da 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 da, and now I'm going to teach you how to do it. And it's like, wow. You always think when you see things like that, if they're such a good coach, why have we never heard of them? Number one.
Yeah.
And this system and this bragging and everything, it's not congruent with how a good coach would work. It's the same with a lot of the spiritual coaches or the people that say they're spiritual, and people are investing a lot of money in their programs.
Yeah.
And then when the program does not get them to the point where they hope to be, the program leader turns around and basically says, you're not spiritual enough.
Yeah.
It's really quite a scary playground out there at the moment. So I'm speaking out against it.
Well done to you, Lottie. And thank you, Kevin.
Yeah. £10 is six figures. Yeah. I agree, Kevin. I agree.
Yeah.
But there are some great programs out there to support people.
Oh,
and I think
yes. Exactly.
It's like if you want to sign up and get help with your business, I'd really suggest something like you're doing, TJ, and myself very specifically with coaches are doing. It's like a low rate monthly thing.
Yeah.
That everybody can afford, right? Everybody can afford kind of that low rate monthly thing. Yeah. And then what you're getting from that is you're mixing with people that have been on this journey and can give you the advice. If you're on if you're in something like that, and then you can say, look, business, I'm getting the likes and the interaction on social media and networking is going great, but I'm not getting the sales.
Yeah.
Then somebody in that group can turn around and go, oh, you need to speak to like Susan Marrow or whatever and do her sales training. That will really help you turn around that aspect of your business.
Yeah.
Never, if you see something like that, never just click buy on a Facebook whim. Do your due diligence and make sure the program, and look for something that is specifically aimed. So if you want to write a book to support your business, find a program that's going to help you write a book. Yes. If you want to get better at Twitter, God knows why you would want to get better at Twitter. But anyway, if you do want to get better at Twitter, find a program that's going to help you get better at Twitter. Yeah. If you want to have a blog fest, speak to Kevin and Sarah and learn how to blog really well. Get specific about what you need to learn and be mixing with people that have walked the same path.
Yeah, thank you. I've put up your Coaching Success Academy.
Oh, thank you. Brilliant. Yeah.
So that people can come to, if you are a coach watching this, then Lottie has got this specific coaching academy for you coming up, and it's coming up soon. Is that right? It's not quite live just yet.
It's not quite live just yet. The website is there. You can go and have a sneaky peek. We're launching officially. I'm at the NLP International Conference for 3 days in May. I think it's the weekend of like the 22nd. Okay. So we're officially launching then, and we're doing a special membership rate for people that are at the conference, which is £19 a month. But you can also, just for people at the conference, I'm offering the first month free. So if there's anybody watching this that would be interested, if they want to, just because they're connected from UT, Jennifer, if they drop me a message, I will send them that top secret link. But don't tell anybody because we're not live yet. So it's like, hush. But yeah,
I won't tell anybody then. But I won't share this anywhere else.
No, I'm happy for it to start going out, but I haven't told my tribe yet. So I think they should also have first access, but I'm happy. I'm really excited about it. So it's like, I want to talk to people about it. Yeah, I love that from Kevin. Mixed with people that are 2 steps ahead of you all the time. I've just booked, actually. I'll tell you, I've invested in myself to go and work with Richard McCann on a 3-day retreat. So he's a really cool international speaker. He has a huge following and stuff like that. And I've signed up to go on retreat with him for 3 days, which is like, it's a big investment and everything. But, you know, for me, it's exactly that. It's mixing with the people that I know I'm just going to learn so much of this guy. And I've chatted with him on the phone a couple of times. He's just so cool and funky and everything anyway. But it's like, do that, work out where your weaknesses are.
Yes.
And invest with the best you can get to help you with that. But also, I do think the monthly clubs, you know, that where it's a low rate of membership, anybody can afford it, but you're almost kind of, you're buying yourself into that network, into that support, and it's great to be able to do that at an affordable rate. Definitely do it.
And you know, I personally benefited from a number of, you know, clubs like that. And again, I'm bringing a lot of the learning that I've had from those into, you know, the business cheerleading club, and the feedback we're getting from the club members at the moment, it's brilliant. And you know, they're coming on leaps and bounds, and it's that nurturing, that cheerleading, that sharing, supporting, and asking those, you know, what some people might say is silly questions, but there's nothing silly in business. There's nothing silly in life. It's just we don't know it yet. That's all it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So, thank you so much, Lottie. I have loved talking to you, as usual. And I always learn loads. And, you know, I'll share the top tips that you gave for mindset. But a lot of it is just about managing ourselves, isn't it? And it's about that language that we're using.
Definitely.
And the story we're telling ourselves.
In 2 minutes, can I say 2 minutes more? Have we got 2 more minutes?
Go on,
really quickly, because I think what you just said was key about asking the stupid questions. When you're in a mastermind or a group, what you learn is you learn to fill in the holes of what you don't know, but also from the questions that other people ask, you learn what you didn't know you don't know even.
That's brilliant. That is so true, and thank you for that. Because sometimes it's difficult. You know, people say, "Well, what do you do in the club? You know, what's the benefit of doing it?" And you know, I say, "Well, we all learn from each other." I mean, I ran a day-long course yesterday, and we learn more from the participants as much as they learn from us. Because everybody is sharing in a different way, and just because something is online doesn't mean that you're not going to get that same value. And you know, we have a monthly action spotlight coaching session where members can come and have a focused coaching session, but all the group members can come as well. And it's exactly that. They learn from other questions, they learn from the answers, and they go, actually, I'm rubbish at scheduling. And if they can do it, or, oh, I hadn't thought of doing it that way, that might work for me because it's not working that way. And things like that. And, you know, it's fine. We're all in it together. We all want you to succeed.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Lottie. Brilliant.
My pleasure. It's been great speaking with you.
You know, I wish you all the best for your Coaching Success Academy. I think it's going to fly. And, you know, for coaches, you know, Lottie is one hell of a coach. So thank you very much.
Thanks.
Speak to you soon. Bye.
Great to speak to you. Bye.